Going to be watching a video called Mystery of the Soul.
حي على الفلاح. What is this nafs? There's a lengthy discussion amongst the scholars as to nafs and ruh. Is it the same thing? Are they different things? I don't want to get very technical or academic in these discussions. But in many ways, nafs and ruh are the same thing. They're one and the same thing in many contexts. Think of it this way. There are two aspects of our being. There is the physical aspect and there is the ruh, the spiritual aspect. There is a soul inside us, which is the essence of our life. It's our life essence. When that life essence is introduced into this physical body, we become a living being. When that life essence, that ruh, is extracted from this body, that equals death.
SubhanAllah.
Just like this body has many needs, the ruh also has needs. People came and asked the Prophet ﷺ about the ruh. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ. So he responded, as the Quran says, قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. This ruh is from the command of my Lord. This ruh has come into existence by sheerly by being commanded by Allah to exist, and thus it existed. This tells us a couple of things about the nature of the ruh. We know that the human body is made from the substances of this earth. And you will note that all the needs of this human body also come from the substances of this earth. All our physical needs are fulfilled by the things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has laid out for us in this planet. Our food, our sustenance, our clothing, shelter, transport, everything comes from substances of the earth. The ruh is not composed of any of the earthly substances, and therefore it also cannot be nourished by any of the earthly substances. The worldly things cannot do anything for the ruh. It has come from the heavens. It has come from above. All its needs are fulfilled around things related to the world above us. Somebody wants a strong ruh. There is nothing in this dunya that can strengthen your ruh. The ruh is strengthened through those deeds, acts, behaviors that have come from Allah, because this ruh has come from Allah. So the word amr, min amri rabbi, this is extremely relevant and pertinent here. As the ruh has come directly from the command of Allah, its needs will also be fulfilled only through the commands of Allah. So when we talk about purifying the nafs, we're talking about this ruh. Now this ruh takes on different types of tendencies depending on what we expose it to. It has inside it some very beautiful tendencies, but it can also receive negative tendencies. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears by this nafs, by this ruh. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. He swears by this nafs and how He has put it together. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. He has inspired it with the tendency to be rebellious and the tendency to be pious. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا. The one who purifies it, meaning from those tendencies of rebellion, from those tendencies to transgress and to break commandments, the one who cleanses it from those tendencies and allows the good tendencies to settle in, this person has succeeded. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. The one who mixes it all up, in other words, allows it to be tainted with all of those negative tendencies, this person is ruined.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's the reason, like, when you see people who are practicing, like a Muslim person, and then you see like a wayward person who does whatever they want, they only please their physical body and they don't please the soul, you know, there's literally like light emanating from like people who practice, and then you see others who have gone astray, and you look at them and you literally see darkness coming out of them, you know.
In the other verse from Surah Al-A'la, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. That person who has purified himself has succeeded. So the Quran is telling us in both of these verses, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا and قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى, that our success revolves around purifying this nafs. In other words, our success revolves on us incorporating the process of tazkiyah into our lives and completing it before we die. يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. On the day when none of our worldly belongings or our children will be of any avail to us except for that pure heart that we bring and present to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
What happens to the soul once a person dies?
The answers for these questions have to be from revelation, because we don't know. So it has to be from revelation. If someone has given you an answer and it's not from revelation, it's a problem. So getting back to what happens to the soul leaves the body. The hadith speaks of it getting to a place known as barzakh. Barzakh is a place where these arwah are kept, these ruhs, or these souls are kept waiting for the last day. A person who's had goodness and so on, the days pass and like a flash. A person who's perhaps been a bad person, it may pass a little bit slower.
Let me explain what barzakh is for the non-Muslims. It's a place that is between this world and the next. So it's between two worlds. It's between this world and the day of judgment, or the other world. So it's where you wait to be assessed, you know, sort of.
But getting to the second part of the question, the first part was, where do the souls go? They go into barzakh. What exactly is the whole description of barzakh? I have to stop where the Quran and the Sunnah have stopped. We cannot describe beyond a certain point. I will tell you, look, it's a waiting place. The souls do not come back to greet the family members every year. You need to know that. Exactly. Some people say, okay, every year the soul comes back, salam alaikum, how are you? Some people say the soul comes back to us and cleans the home.
No.
And some people say the soul comes back and does this and does that.
That's a jinn.
Those are, jinn sometimes.
Exactly.
Those are the devil sometimes. Those are the qareen sometimes. That's something else. Those are spirits, known as spirits in some traditions. But it's not the soul we're talking about. It's not the individual. They don't come back to you and say, hey, how's it, guys? Salam alaikum. I remember one person says, I can make your grandfather talk to you. And then
I remember a friend of mine told me that someone who's related to her, family member died, and they saw the family member, and I told her that can't be. Like, when you die in our deen, it's over for you. There's no coming back. There is no way that was the family member of my friend's relative or whatever. So it's over for you when you die. That's it.
the brother says, I went to the man and I said, okay, let me talk to him. And he says, I heard my grandfather's voice. I promise you it was my grandfather. Brother, they're fooling you with the jinn. They're fooling you with all these qareens. Don't be fooled. The souls are gone to a place known as barzakh. That's it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. When it comes to the connection of the soul and the body, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lets the body feel the punishment together with the soul in a way that He knows fit, that we don't know the explanation of. That's what it is. So when we say adabul qabr, it is a reality and it is felt, body and soul. How? I don't know. Allah knows. I stop at that and I believe it. Because I cannot add or subtract. I have to say, Ya Allah, one day, well, I don't even want to be shown it because I don't want to be a part of it. But one day, if you are curious, perhaps if you get to the other side, you can ask, say, Ya Allah, how did you do that? How was it? For now, it's called belief. We believe in the unseen. Someone might say, well, these people, their bodies were, lost, or their bodies were perhaps disintegrated because of something. And how would they be punished? Well, I still believe if Allah wants, He will do it, and He will do it exactly that way. How He does it, He knows best. That's how we stop. In this way, you protect yourself, you protect your iman. When we want to go into deep details that are not in the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu regarding imaniyat and matters of belief, we tend to burn our fingers.
Exactly. Now, isn't that what the in Israel did when they told, when Musa alayhi salam, when Musa told them they need to sacrifice a cow, and they said to him, what color of the cow? Is the cow old or young? Is it a female or a male? You know, you don't need to go into the specific, it doesn't matter. You know, you're told to do something, just do it, you know?
Burn our fingers by starting to add extra, cream on the cake and something which is not supposed to be. That's when we falter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us, and may He make us from amongst those who do not become so inquisitive that we start asking, questions that are part and parcel of where we're supposed to have stopped in terms of belief. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. I just want to clarify that last point. What this means is, yes, you are allowed to ask questions, and you're allowed to ask any question you want under the sun. But if the answer of the question is not found in revelation, and that question is connected to belief, then just stop there and say, look, Allah knows best. That's it. And you will save yourself. Wa sallallahu ala nabina Muhammad. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much, sister.
Exactly. If the answer is part of the world of the unseen, Allah knows the unseen. No one knows the unseen except Him. Not the Nabi, not anyone else. So you need to leave it at that. If Allah has not revealed what He knows, that's His knowledge. So you need to wait till the next life to ask the questions that you have. So anyways, let me know what you think of the video. Till next time.